in the form of ideas that will infiltrate the system and not be welcome. So you have to deal with it in a certain way. I just saw Alice in Wonderland. Has anybody? No, a few people. Well, the Red Queen of Hearts, how does she deal with dissent? Off with your head. There's an allegory in that. People say, well, I don't cut anybody's head off. Have you ever cut off anybody's head metaphysically? There's a number of ways you can do that. You can cut them out. You can stop seeing their good. As if that will help. As if that will shut them down. I'll tell you a few other problems with this model. As it develops, what develops around the leader is an inner court. And nobody can get to the leader. No collaboration. Orders go only one way, which, if you know the story of Queen Esther, is a big problem. Do you know the story of Queen Esther? When her husband said, the king said to the people of the land, you may now kill all the Jewish people. And he didn't know she was Jewish. Yeah? And, of course, the king's word is, thank you, not retractable. Look what trouble he nearly got into. There's another problem with this model, and it's this, that succession goes by inheritance. And so the people have no say. Now, there is a place where lineage is important, of course. The learning, the allegory is important. And there is a place we've seen in our community, if the pastor just names who's next without any input, we find that there becomes a problem in accepting the leadership, because leadership is earned, not imposed. You can't put yourself over people, nor can you put anybody else over anybody. It's never worked. And by the way, in the model of the shepherd, succession is through, well, there isn't any. In this model, it's through inheritance. Few more advantages of the sovereign model. Like I said, sometimes it's appropriate. You know, for example, if you're on the operating table and the surgeon says, scalpel, please, you don't have a debate about whether or not your voice should be heard. If you are the, I don't know what, the mechanic or something, it's not appropriate. Each person is rightly equipped and trained for their proper part. They have standing. So there's a right time. Sometimes it's good to be king and right. But it is never imposed. It's earned. Some of the advantages of having that kind of authority is that in this model, things are very orderly. And there is clarity about roles. That's valuable because that brings clarity about the rules. Very valuable. And from a leadership position, when there is that earned privilege of respect, it is so much easier to do things quickly and on a large scale. We can do things in this model that we cannot do if I try to do everything by myself. So to be fair, the disadvantages of this model is if we paint it in all the wrong ways. Let's say, a bad king or queen, control, dominance. In this model, there is very little tolerance for dissension, for differences. Can you find any of that in you? See, I see some people looking around. Do you know the story about Sam in the ashram? Oh, thank heavens, because I wish to tell it to you. You see, there was this ashram that had a guru, and everybody loved the guru and the teaching, and he was so connected with divine spirit that they really felt following his teachings just was enhancing their relationship to God. And there was just this one problem. There was this guy, Sam, in the ashram. You know, the person who in the class always asks the inappropriate questions. You just wish, how did Reverend Temple say, you just wish they would shut up? Yeah, but they don't. And everybody is just a little tweaked by Sam, and they can't figure out how patient the guru is with Sam, and they leave it. But now they're all vegetarians, and they all meditate. But Sam is frying up bacon at the back of the hall. And they don't understand, why is the guru not saying anything about this? I mean, he doesn't fit in. And then in the meditation, he's always falling asleep and making noises. And it is just disturbing the peace. You know this person. But we don't judge, huh? Anyway, the guru goes to town, and the people of the ashram, they get together, and they walk up to Sam and say, look, Sam, the guru obviously doesn't want to do this, but you don't fit in. You are making it difficult for our onward development. It would be better for the ashram and its growth if you left. Sam is astounded. But he leaves, he packs his bags, and he's leaving, and he's standing at the bus stop waiting for the bus to come. In the meantime, the guru comes back to the ashram, and the minute he steps foot onto the property, because he's so in tune with the infinite, he immediately says, "Where's Sam?" And thinking he will be pleased, they say, "We got rid of him." "Where is he?" He says, "He's catching the bus. He's leaving." And the guru goes running to the bus station and says to Sam, "Come back, please. We need you. You are exactly the cutting edge of our learning. Without you, we have nowhere to look to find our compassion, to practice our teaching, to go beyond what we know." Isn't that a fine story? Say, who's bothering you? I'm just asking. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know anything. You want to cut their head off? You want to break the mirror that's reflecting back to you. The cutting edge of your learning. That's how you want to lead this world. I don't know. I don't know. It's true of me. I want to get rid of everybody who disagrees. If I'm honest, I can find that. You know, I'm sorry about it. I'm working on it. I have great role models to model my life after. I'm getting better. So let's have a look at the next slide. Oh, yeah, we looked at that, about that. How about this one as a model? Who is that? Oh, you know, I'm a new American. I just become American. And so I'm learning things that you already know from since forever. You know, and so I only know Ms. Horn as a performer, but now to learn of her activism and her great stature in the world, you know, it's so beautiful, so wonderful. And I'm learning about so much. Oh my word, do I love America? I do. I think I am a more, I would say more fanatical American than most Americans. I do. I am. Anyway, I just love this picture because it reminds me of a way of leading through inspiration, like a star. Somebody who takes the power of their ability to communicate and leads so beautiful, and then uses that privileged position to communicate possibility. Yeah. Oops, let me go back. Why don't you turn the slide off for a moment? Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you very much for being so tolerant of me. So I want to say that the leader who takes that inspiration, the allegory of a movie star, can do that, access their inspiration and use it to lead. If we take it too literally, there are some pitfalls, and this can be in your family and in your relationship and in your spiritual community. If you think you are a movie star because you love to be in the spotlight all the time, this is different. And the problems that go with that is then performance is key, not substance. So I love your speakers here. I've been listening. Got my radar on for substance. Now I'm writing notes faster than my ink will come out of my pen. I'm loving it. Problem with always being about performance is you're always only as good as your last performance. Yeah. I've heard that congregations these days are demanding to be entertained because they have a short span of attention. You know, they say, feed me, keep me interested, or I will go where there is a better show. People do it in relationships too. Did I say that? This comes from the New York Times, okay? Churchgoers increasingly want pastors to soothe and entertain them. It's apparent in the theater-style seating and giant projection screens. I have them too. In churches and in missions that involve more sightseeing than listening to local people. Okay, well, all right, let me read on. Please don't offend my normal. I know. What is he? Is he writing about me? As religion becomes a consumer experience, the clergy become more unhappy and more unhealthy. Ooh. I have faced similar pressures. This is from a pastor in Massachusetts. I've faced similar pressures myself. In the early 2000s, the advisory committee of my small congregation told me to keep my sermons short and to tell funny stories and leave the people feeling great. Yeah. The unspoken message in such instruction is clear. Give us the comforting, amusing fare we want, or we will go somewhere else to get it. I love the rumble when it moves through the crowd. Here's some more. When they're being true to their calling, pastors are, this is a mainstream Christian community, and the article is addressed to them. Pastors urge Christians to do the hard work of reconciliation with each other before receiving communion, etc. So we would translate that for us, that the pastor's work is not to keep us comfortable, to upset the comfortable ones, to comfort the ones that are upset. Whew. So now let's look at the next slide.